you can get comfortable. I'm not gonna be able to sit like that though because I have to turn this way. Hi everybody, welcome back to Novel Idea. My name is Dia and this is my oldest daughter. This is Kasha, and she agreed to come on and do a little game with me. So we are going to do the game where she describes the cover of a book and I have to try to guess what book it is. So that's what we are going to do today.
All right. Mom told me to pull some books off of the shelf, so I'll just grab one and I'll show y'all and
I'll
give her a quick descriptive.
Okay.
Okay, here's the first one. All right. Okay, this cover is of a kid with yellow hair on a planet with flowers, moons, and stars.
It's the Little Prince.
Yes. Should we go through the stack or
you have to let me see if I can. It's Depository. Antoine.
Yes.
Depository.
Wow. I'm impressed that you're listing off authors as well as book titles.
So The Little Prince, if anybody doesn't know, because it's totally a book that I talk about pretty often on the channel.
It's a good one.
And that's actually your copy.
Is it?
Yeah, that's yours. You need to take that home. I bought that for you.
Okay.
Because I have several copies of it. That's the one that I have on the shelf, though.
So,
anyway, it's about a little boy who lives on a planet in outer space and has something that he loves and that he takes care of, and he goes away to see if there's something more that he can do to show his love and things for what he is in love with. And I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I don't want to spoil it, but he meets some people and some other things along the way that just really shape him and make you realize just how beloved childhood and taking things with innocence is. It's just a really beautiful story. So, okay, that's that one.
Yes.
Next.
Very innocent and wise simultaneously.
Yeah, please. Hey, you need to add your version of what you think about these books too.
I'm not as familiar with all of them as you are, but I did pick ones that I have read.
Some familiarity with? Okay.
Okay, here comes the next one. Okay, this cover is depicting a boy and a boy-sized dog with a clock.
Phantom Toll Booth by Norton Jester.
You got it.
Okay.
I'm actually very amazed at how you're listing off authors as well. Like, I don't pay as much attention to the authors as I do to the
So Phantom
books.
Toll Booth is a book that you really need to read. You can't listen to it. You can't watch it. Really, I guess you could watch it.
I think that was our introduction, was a cartoon actually.
No, it wasn't. It was the book first. Yeah.
Cartoons.
It's about a little boy named Milo who is very just kind of disenchanted with life and thinks he knows everything that there is to know about life. And it's about a journey that he takes to another land in a car that just kind of appears to him in his apartment one day. And it's about finding the blessing of rhyme and reason in life. It's about finding the fun in the little intricacies of language and of math and all of these other moments that we just kind of think are mundane. And it's a fabulous play on word book, and it's great. So that's your little sister's favorite book from when she was a kid.
It's so good. I just saw too. This is my copy as well.
Yes, it is. You should take that one also.
Okay. All right. This cover shows a group of kids, one of which is looking very mischievous and inserting a penny into a jar at a See the Magic Water Closet stand.
It's a Great Brain.
Yep.
It's a Great Brain book. Which one? Great Brain is written by John D. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
And it's a series of books, and I think there are like 7 in the series, maybe five or 7, something like that. And is it Adventures of the Great Brain?
It's the first. It's just the Great Brain.
Oh,
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't realize that the Magic Water Closet was in the first one.
I think it's the first one. Yeah, it says number 1.
Okay. Very cool.
This is a pretty cute series, especially for young kids.
I love that you chose so many young books.
These are books that I definitely got
classic
introduced
childhood
to during my young years.
So Great Brain is about a set of 3 brothers. A 4th one comes during the series.
Your memory is so amazing.
It's a set
really
of
think
3
about
brothers.
John and Tom specifically.
It is about 3 brothers that have the same middle name because it's a family tradition for all the boys to have the middle name of Dennis.
That's right.
Dennis. And so they're all Tom D, John D, and Sven, right?
Yes.
Sven D?
I believe so. Sounds right.
Sven is the oldest, John is the youngest, and Tom is the middle. And Tom is actually the Great Brain. But John is the one telling the stories. And it is early 1900s, right? Like
it's
maybe
the end of the 1800s.
End of the
very end of the 1800s.
So the Magic Water Closet is like one of the first indoor toilets anybody has ever seen. It's a hilarious book. It's so fun.
I was gonna say, Tom, the main. Well, it's stories that John, like Mom was referencing, the younger brother, are retelling about Tom, the slightly older brother, and he is just like
He's
mischievous.
manipulative.
He's so mischievous and manipulative, kind of in a very entrepreneurial.
He's always looking for more
vein.
money.
Yeah, he loves to make a penny. And but he always does it like consensually. Like he manages to make the neighborhood kids and his own family get on board with whatever
we can't get upset with you.
Yeah,
because,
he's
totally.
very smart, and it's just so hilarious.
Do you remember why I read it to you the first time?
No. Oh, wait, chickenpox?
Yes. So my kids didn't get chickenpox until they were older. And there's a scene in The Great Brain where they all actually get the mumps, right?
Oh, okay.
Or
Maybe.
the oldest boy gets the mumps. And the mom in the story, it makes all of them get in bed together so that they all catch it at the same time, so that she doesn't have to go through months and months of mumps, because everybody's gonna get it. So she makes them all get in bed at the same time, so they all have to deal with the mumps. But the oldest boy gets over it first because he was the first to get it.
Then rubs
And he
it
kind
in
of rubs it in and all of that.
faces.
So I was joking around with the kids that that they all better get the chicken pox at the same time because I didn't want to have to deal with it. And that's what brought it up. And so that's the reason why we read it.
Lots of sweet memories.
But then we went on to read the whole series, not just that one. Okay, next book.
Okay. All right. Okay. This cover has a very creepy face with
I don't have many books like that.
with eyes that don't have pupils.
What?
And it has a group of kids. One has red hair, one has brown, and one has blonde hair. And they're all holding irises.
Oh! It's one of the Wrinkle in Time books.
And
is it?
Yes.
Okay.
And they are backed by a beast with a horse's legs and
okay, so it's
tail, and it has wings.
Okay, so is it Swiftly Tilting Planet?
It's not.
Wind in the Door.
No.
Oh, it is. It is a Wrinkle in Time.
It's the OG.
It's a Wrinkle in Time.
Yep.
Oh man.
So good.
Oh, see, when you said beast, I was thinking unicorn because that's what he's on.
I know they have so many like magical creatures.
I should have known that it was Wrinkle in Time though with that. Oh man. Yes, Madeleine L'Engle, the original story that was published for her. This was a book that I reread pretty much every year. So I really should have known this cover.
It's hard to get enough of it. Like worth repeating regularly.
When I was growing up, I really identified with Meg, and so it's been a book that has just been a part of my life, pretty much my whole life since I started reading, because she's always felt very much like me. And she's kind of a marginalized person. She has a really smart family. She doesn't feel very smart. Her older brothers are twins, and they are very gifted in a lot of different things, including just being likable. And she doesn't feel likable, and her father has kind of disappeared. Everybody thinks that he has either run away or is dead, and she knows that that's not the case, but she doesn't know how to explain that to him. So it's basically the story of her finding out who she is in truth, and finding out that sometimes it's good to hold on to what you feel and what you think you know, even when everybody else is against you. And it's just a beautiful story. Ultimately, it's about love and what love accomplishes and how it overcomes. But
I was gonna say that it's definitely ultimately about love, but it is kind of like her coming into her own and like embracing who she is and how she fits into her relational sphere too, and her brother is incredible too.
Her little brother. Yeah.
Charles Wallace.
He's amazing.
He's in a lot of people know about these, but if you haven't read them, definitely
yes,
should.
Absolutely. Okay, next one. Okay. I like that I get to like drink in between. Take sips. Okay.
Okay. the cover of this shows a viney tree at the base of which sits a little man with hairy feet and...
Oh, it's the Hobbit.
Yes.
It's the Hobbit. I love that it was with hairy feet.
It's actually a really cute part of the illustration
I
here.
wouldn't have known that if you wouldn't have told me the hairy foot part. Okay, yes. Everybody knows about the Hobbit. We don't need to go into that one. But yes, that's one of my favorite versions of it. Have you looked through it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't look through the inside, but I love the cover. And
Yeah, the inside is just as pretty. Oh.
I pulled it out and then realized that I might give it away. Okay. All right. This cover has a torn photograph of trees paired with a older, contemplative looking man with a big beard and bushy eyebrows. He's looking off. I don't know if mentioning the torn photograph actually gives you any insight into the story, but
it's an old man.
Yep, it's focus on the contemplative old man with the big beard. It's black and white. That's a black and white photo
Oh boy.
with some sepia trees at the bottom.
This is off of my shelf. Oh boy.
Trying to think. I'll throw in that it's a Newbery Medal
I
winner.
don't know that that's gonna help me.
Winner of the 1994 Newbery Medal.
Old man.
Very wrinkly.
Oh! It's the Giver.
Yes.
It's the Giver. Oh. Thank you. Okay. Yes, Lois Lowry.
Lois Lowry. The best series.
It's
So
a great
good.
series. I don't love this book.
I
like this
reread
book
it again
more
soon.
after reading the series.
Sure.
But it's the series that I really like.
That
So
kinda
this
gives
is
me
about
a
a
this one.
future world where color has been erased from everything. They don't see it. They don't see color, I should say. They have things that they have to take every single day that doesn't allow them to feel extreme emotions and does not allow them to see in color. So that everybody is in black and white sepia tones, basically. And they have one person in their community who is called the Giver, that is also
The history keeper.
the memory keeper
Memory
of
keeper.
all of the memories of all of history prior to them becoming the society that they are now.
But he's like one of the only privileged people
He's
there
he's-
that actually knows any of that history. Like they
Right.
need someone to know, but
But
they
they
don't
don't
want the
want-
majority
yeah.
to.
They don't want anybody else to know. And so it's basically a way of making sure that they don't repeat history because of all the war and the famine and everything that went on. But they also think that they are the only ones. So in this society, each child, when they get to be a certain age, is given a job, a task. And the main boy in this story is tasked with becoming the next giver. And so that's what the story is about, and just what he finds out and how he deals with that. And so
It's pretty incredible, and like Mom referenced, it's followed
intense.
by some other stories that tie in. They aren't specifically about Jonas, but they're all related to each other, and Jonas factors in a little bit, but
Yeah.
they're about different
There's one other
characters.
one that is not, that Jonas isn't in, basically, but the other two he's in.
Makes
Yeah.
an appearance in. But the stories are all connected, and they're really interesting and
Yeah,
and
they're very
impactful.
profound, I
Yeah,
think.
profound is the right word. Okay. Some of my favorites I've ever read, honestly.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine too.
Okay. This cover it's blue, and it has some black and white children who have their arms around each other and are reaching towards the sky.
Black and white as in their race, or black and white as in
Just
color
the colors
of
of
the
the cover.
drawing. Okay.
Yeah, so the book is blue, and then there's a group of black and white school children who have their arms around each other and are also reaching towards the sky together. And they are next to a wall, and the wall is next to the water.
Is it Wheel on the School?
Yay!
Yay! Minder DeYoung.
I'm so amazed at your author.
They're pointing.
Catalog.
It's not just that they're reaching, Kasha, they're pointing.
Okay.
I was like, reaching for the sky. Minder DeYoung, this is probably his most famous novel. I think there's one about Peppermint Street, and then there's The House of 60 Fathers or something like that too.
Love those names.
But he's also known for, but this one, is probably his most popular novel out of all of them.
And it's still not widely
No, it's
known.
not. So this is about a town in Amsterdam?
I don't remember
Holland?
the location. It's a fishing village.
Holland or Amsterdam, one of those windmills, lots of windmills. And storks come to nest in their area, but never in their own village. And so the school children decide that they need to find one of the giant wagon wheels to put up on top of their schoolhouse so that they can have a set of nesting storks. And it seems like the most boring kind of storyline ever, but it is so much fun because it's about the antics that all the school children get up to in the ensuing time trying to get this wheel
Which is
for their school.
easy for them in
No.
that time and place.
And
to
again,
find.
it's like 1800s, right?
I don't actually know the time.
I want to
period,
say
but
that it's like early, because there wasn't vehicles or anything like that.
No.
There were no cars. So I think it's also 1800s. This was a book. So my kids have always been great about being around elderly people. They've all had really easy time just talking with them, hanging out with them, all of that kind of stuff. I, on the other hand, didn't have an easy time as a child being around elderly people. And there's a relationship in this book that just kind of opened my eyes to the fact that elderly people were once children, and that they have hopes and dreams and little things that they used to do, and where I wanted to like sit and listen to stories from elderly. So that's one of the things that I remember most about Wheel on the School. Love that.
I haven't read this in so long. It was just introduced
Do you remember
to me when
the
I was
story
so
that
young,
I'm
but
thinking?
it marked me. Yes, I do. Just like the woman that they
Yes.
meet.
Yeah.
And the stories. that
There's
they
only
tell.
one little girl in the whole school. Her name is Lena, and she has a certain little quirk that she does when she needs to think about something. And one of the elderly women in the village kind of recognizes that what she is doing, and she and when she recognizes what Lena is doing, she then relates to her what she does when she needs to think about something, and it just goes from there. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story.
This is giving away some things, but so sweet.
Yes.
It's a good one.
Okay.
Okay, last one.
Last one. Woohoo!
I know.
Boy, I've done
sorry,
pretty,
two. There are
I
two more.
have done pretty well with this.
Yes, you have.
Thank you for choosing books that I'm very familiar with.
Okay. Here's the next one.
Because I didn't tell you what to choose.
No, you didn't. Just grabbed 10 books off the shelf that I have some familiarity and affection for. Okay.
Okay.
This book has it has some mountains and hills with trees and bushes and clouds, and there are 2 deer on the front as well.
Mountains, hills, trees, deer. The only thing I can think of with deer is hinds feet for high places.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh!
This is a new copy.
So you chose from both bookshelves.
I think I did. I think I
didn't know that.
I thought it was just over here.
I thought you were choosing from the fiction ones.
She's got a lot underlined in here.
That's another one that I reread on a pretty regular basis. Hinds Feet for High Places is a Christian allegorical novel about, or a Christian allegory about becoming a Christian, basically. It's about who we are prior to accepting the love of Christ into our hearts and what the love of Christ does to our hearts. And so that's what it's about. So I reread this. It's a little tiny book. It's not very big. So
it's really,
I love that. I'm like, the only thing I can think of with deer on the cover is Hinds Feet for High Places. But the reason why I said that was because I thought you were on the over here.
Over there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty, it's really beautiful and
It's
unique to just the way that the author highlights like spiritual truths and also just how she highlights just our humanity and our brokenness and our neediness, but also like our just the joys of joining hands with others, and the healing that is possible regardless of where we are, and
oftentimes healing that comes through ways that we fight.
Yes, and have no
concept that could ever be healing.
That don't make any
rational sense. Yeah. Yep. Love it.
It's pretty amazing. I haven't read that in a long time either. Okay, last one. This truly is the last one. All right, this is also a book with mountains and it looks like sandy mountains, and they are depicted in a sun. It's red. It's a red book with a yellow sun depicting like sandy mountains, and it has birds in the top right and left corners, and it has
I'm not going to be able to get this one. I don't think. I don't recognize this at all.
It's not. Yeah, it's a little bit generic, but it was on the bookshelf. But at the base there are. I'm trying to remember what these are called. Like, what are those Egyptians? Those pointy
Pyramids?
Egyptians? Yeah, there are pyramids at the base as well, around the author's name.
Pyramids, red book.
This is the 25th anniversary edition. See, the back has a moon. I could read the quote on the back.
No. That's not it. That wouldn't be fair. Red book with like sand dunes?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not Dune?
Mm-mm.
Because I don't own a copy of Dune, I don't think.
I hope I'm right in telling you what I think it is. I think there's water as well. There's some water.
I'm trying to think of a book that takes place in the desert.
This definitely does. It's definitely the landscape on which the majority of the story unfolds.
Desert.
I gotta read. It's a really easy quote, or it's a really short quote, I should say. It says, "To realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation."
I'm still not getting it. Oh no, I've done so well. Red book with pyramids, and it's red.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
You're gonna kick yourself.
I am, I can tell. I have no idea. I give up. You're gonna have to tell me. Oh no! Again, it was the other bookcase. Oh.
I'm sorry that threw you.
No, you shouldn't be sorry. The Alchemist. This is the only Paulo Coelho book I have ever read that I like.
Really? I've never read anything else from him, and it's been a while since I read The Alchemist.
Well, I think it's been probably 25 years.
You have a new copy of
I
it
do,
because you
because
obviously appreciate it.
I picked it up secondhand, see?
Nice.
So yeah, I actually, the copy that I read was Christopher's because he got it from Sung Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yep.
I don't think I knew that, or
Yep.
certainly didn't remember that.
It takes place in a desert, it sure does. So this is the story about a young boy who I want to say is a shepherd.
I don't remember.
I think he is.
It's been a while for me.
But
too.
anyway, he kind of goes on a journey to find out about, well, he wants to become an alchemist, but he goes on a journey that he kind of finds out about himself. It's a very much a coming of age story. He falls in love along the way. It's just a very, what's the word that I want to, it's a very like deep sociological kind of book, or sociological. I don't know if that's the right word, but
It is deep, for
it
sure.
yeah, it's a profound kind of story where he is learning all along the way, and he is sent to do things in order to find certain things and find out more about himself in the process. And
It poses a lot of questions. Like he's asking and is asked a lot of questions that really engage your mind and heart too, about your own story. Because they're kind of a lot of the questions and also the things that are said are very broad and all encompassing, but like profound and poignant. And I remember when I read it the first time, which was so long ago. You have a better recollection of it than me. I just wrote so many things down.
I think I wrote a blog post on it. I used to blog, in case, long time ago, obviously. But yeah, I actually wrote a blog post on it because it hit me so deeply when I was reading it. I mean, I don't know how well it would hold up with me now.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to revisit it again. It's a good one.
Wow. Okay.
9 out of 10. I mean, and you haven't read this in 25 years. You just picked it up secondhand.
Well, and that was another one that was on the other bookshelf that I wasn't expecting you to pull anything from. It was like, in the desert. What?
What was the other? Oh yeah, you mentioned Dune.
Dune, because
there
Dune
are
I
definitely a lot
reread.
of things that I said that would have. I mean, this could technically be probably a cover for that book as well.
Yeah, it probably could.
It's a little generic, but
yeah, I don't think that the cover that I read was any better though. So it was the cover from the book that I
I
read.
remember that copy.
So we, Kasha and I, went to Korea in 2005.
That sounds right.
And Kasha was one of the exchange students, and I was the chaperone for 6 of you. Was it 6? And it was an economic and social exchange basically. And one of the boys the kids that were hosting our kids when they were there came over and stayed with us in Washington. The next year, my son got to go, and I was still a chaperone. And one of the boys that came over didn't host, but he hosted the next year.
Oh, cool.
And Christopher stayed with him when he went over there. So he gave Christopher a book while he was over there.
Turned us all on to The Alchemist.
And then we all read it and we fell in love with it.
I didn't know that Sung Ah was responsible.
I think
for
Christopher still
doing
has
that.
it. You'll have to ask him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he still has it. But anyway, thanks for joining us, you guys. Do you want to know anything about Kasha? Because she'll be here a few more days. So just let me know in the comments if you have questions for Kasha. Then maybe we can think about doing one more video or something. We'll see. We'll see how comfortable she is with that. But anyway, thanks for joining us. I hope that everybody is enjoying their week leading up to Christmas. And we are getting ready to head out of town. We're going to be heading out of town here to go see grandparents.
Yay! Yes.
And we've been spending time with my son and his family and the twins. And Kasha got to meet them for the first time the other night. That was really fun. And yeah, that's everything from me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for taking it easy on me. Choosing mostly books that I knew. Okay, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.